on from Vulcan, we have Space, I Guess, by HipVillain. This level is really interesting. I've seen bits and pieces of it. I definitely should have seen the whole thing by now, but very stylistic how this whole thing is pieced together. So it's very minimalistic from your first impression on this video. We have some really cool art here. The color scheme is very refined to just a few shades. Very neat though. How you see the layer from the bottom come together, you see that line is going to become the new ground. So you see it, it shifts into place with that dynamic screen that shifts inwards. And then we have some text that's also driving the level forward. The apple bends the floor, which is a super cool idea. You can see it's pieced together by a ton of little objects that bring this whole curve about. Then we have this radial blur to make the transition a bit more smooth. The apple is still falling, but then you're just met with all of these super futuristic effects. Like these dots are all part of a circle that's going to end up stretching, which is a super cool sequence. I think that's really neat. You can see the core of the apple right there, and you have so many different layers that just make it so satisfying. Ooh, very vibey at the very beginning. Completely different vibe to the other level. This is insane. Love the little interactive details, the little circles that are wobbling as I go past them. That's such a cute detail, like a little area move, so it feels different every time. Nice little storytelling, and we have some cool overlays. Love that radial blur. This feels so different. Okay, fantastic. I love the framing of this background that keeps opening up as we hit the dash orb. It feels very dynamic. I like the little border around the outside too. The colors are very interesting. We have a nice little transition there where the screen kind of patches up with white. Ooh, okay. I like this desaturated rainbow thing that we got going on. Okay. It's a very different way to do space. It's very minimalistic, but very stylish with every movement. It's very intentional. I like the look of it too. A nice transition into the next part. Ooh, this looks so cool. Oh, wonderful. It feels so bouncy. Gameplay is very good. It feels like it's inspiring itself by some neo-design elements. I like how the background appears with the swirls. This is so cool. This is like a very classic GD level. Oh, my checkpoint is still there from earlier. I'm going to remove that just so I don't see it on the screen. I like this sequencing, how we go down and descend, but you can see the parts as you go through. Whoa, gameplay is quite forgiving there. I like that. It's actually insane how you go from high octane levels into simplistic little delights like this. Just from going from 12th place to 11th place. I love that transition so much. Oh, I was not expecting that to be a swing copter for some reason. Okay. Apple is dropping, and then it drops into a core, right? Yeah, right there. I actually love the overlays in this level. It feels so futuristic to play. And then we go through, and the level expands and shows you a different background. Love that sweeping effect on the screen. This is insane. Look at the rotating blocks and everything. So cool. I love how it illuminates itself too. It doesn't overuse glow at all. It definitely sticks to its strengths in the design. Love the background. Wow. Illuminated is definitely the word for this. You hold this dash orb. Gotcha. Man, I love how the level is shaded here. That's such a cool effect. Okay, I love how it's showing space through the background. As I said, it's very loosely a space-themed level, but I think it's cool. I'm gonna read through the text on my completion. How much do you think you know about space? Good question. We, as little citizens of a tiny marble, could only peek into the smallest bit of it. Starting from our sheer imagination. Hold. It was cylinder-shaped. It was box-shaped. It was donut-shaped. These are what-ifs, by the way. It was cone-shaped. It looked like a fishbowl. It looked like a nice hat. It looked like a coffee mug. It looked like nothing we've ever known. Discussing such cosmic mysteries. Oh, geez, the imagery is fantastic. I do have to say, I love how the background becomes what it's talking about. I love the constant zoom and rotation that the background has. Okay. Discussing such cosmic mysteries which may not matter for now. Okay. We came into existence by chance without any purpose. Okay. No one told us what we were or what we should do, okay? It was all up to us, and we were curious enough. By placing dots on mountains and lines along coasts, we eventually figured out what our place looked like. Similarly, with our pen tips pointing upward, Or we marked everything with dots and lines. I think I'm missing some of it. However, the world isn't all about what we see, but also what can't be seen. This is where things get confusing, and everyone draws their own vision. So listen, if the world were flat as a board, I died, and I'm having to go all the way back. But I just want to comment on the fact that this is actually a fantastic rendition of the space theme, because its narrative in the level is telling a story about how we view our world in space, and how we have thought about space and our existence as humans, which is very interesting to slot into the space gauntlet. God damn it! If the world were flat as a board, with space rolling across the ground, how are you going to explain why everything goes down? The apple, that's why there's an apple. Dude, it's like the discovery of gravity. Is it true? I don't know. Is it? Okay. Or a myth. Alrighty. This is so interesting. I love the concept of this level. This is probably one of my favorite ones so far. Just because of how neatly everything comes across. Such a nice little vision. It might be an endless task for humans to meet the truth. Oh, it's very refreshing to play a level like this after all of the hyper-realistic levels that we've seen so far. It might be an endless task for humans to meet the truth. Isn't it painful to imagine we will perish before reaching it? It's a bit morbid. And it could be tougher to think that when it's too far away, is curiosity a curse that forces us to pursue something pointless? I don't think I've read this correctly at all. But, you know, discovery after discovery, it's been a series of surprises. There's nothing as fascinating as finding out something new. Lock in. Perhaps that's the reason we can't help but keep going. That's also the reason we can keep dreaming. Nice level, nice messaging. In present day, it is said that the space was once only a small point. We were born at the same spot, and it came from the same dot. Now here, look at what happened, and think what could possibly happen. Isn't that amazing? We were just the same at first.